1 year ago, we decided that we wanted to create a quick and easy to follow video to help our community become educated as to what's moving the markets and also what to keep their eye on. And 1 year and over 200,000 views later, we're proud to say that our viewership continues to grow and we're more motivated than ever to continue to put out valuable content. In this week's video, we're going to cover how the S&P 500 is oh so close to making all-time highs, and also what news stories were moving the markets last week.
The S&P 500 just notched its first 7-day winning streak since October of 2017. And last week was up just over 2%, and now the S&P 500 is up over 15% for the year. The NASDAQ is leading the way for the year, up over 19%. And last week, the Russell 2000 was up 2.78%. And for the year, the Russell's up 17%. Foreign and emerging markets both had strong weeks as well, with foreign markets up over 2%, while emerging markets were up over 3%. Now, foreign markets are up over 12% for the year, and emerging markets up almost 14%. Today, we're looking at a chart of the S&P 500, and I want to focus on two things. First is the blue line that goes through the middle of the chart, and next, the blue box towards the top of the chart. So first is the blue line going through the chart, and that's the 200-day moving average. Now, we're clearly above the 200-day moving average, and that 200-day moving average is also rising, which is a bullish sign. We also already back-tested the 200-day moving average, held that level, and continued on higher, which is another bullish sign for the US markets. Next, looking at the box at the top, and that's the resistance zone on the S&P 500, and that's right around the all-time highs that the S&P 500 put in last year at about 2,941. So this is a very important level that we're looking at for this week and moving forward. So at this point, we're cautiously optimistic because the US markets have shown very strong performance so far in 2019, but this all-time high resistance zone is right above us. So we'll see if the bulls have what it takes over the next week or two to push us above that level and make new all-time highs.
The news story everybody was waiting to see from last week was the jobs numbers on Friday, and they didn't disappoint. The economy added 196,000 jobs versus the estimated 175,000. But if we take a step back and look at the past quarter, we've actually fell short of expectations, as we had an awful February and only added 20,000 jobs. Now, if we also take a look at the layoff numbers from the first quarter, we've reached over 190,000 layoffs. And this is the first time that we've hit over 190,000 layoffs since 2009. So all of the headlines are saying that the March job numbers were great, but under the surface, those numbers just don't look that great. Another news story which was buried beneath all of the great market news headlines from last week was put out by Morgan Stanley. And they released their cycle indicator index. And this indicator index is flashing a major warning signal for the markets, as this index gives probabilities as to a downturn over the next 12 months and possibly could happen as soon as 30 days. Now, this index is sitting right at a 70% chance that the market's going to see a downturn within the next 12 months. The last two times that this index peaked up over 60% was right before the 2000 dot-com bubble bursting and right before the 2008 financial crisis. Now, this is really interesting timing for this index to start peaking up over 70% as we're starting to approach the all-time high resistance level inside of the US markets. The last news story that we wanted to cover was the price of oil as it's reached a 5-month high. Many analysts are citing the crisis that's going on in Libya right now for the increase in oil prices. Now, why we're watching these closely is that we're starting to approach the summer travel months, and a higher oil price means that there's going to be a higher gasoline price, which may reduce overall travel for the summer. This week, all eyes are going to be on earnings as the big banks kick off earnings season on Friday.
Thanks for watching our weekly market videos for the past year, and if you have any video topics that you would like us to cover outside of these weekly market updates, Go ahead and leave those in the comments section below.
If you're on Facebook, please like and share our video. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to our channel.